Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of the Daily D. Today's topic is tough times. Many of us will experience tough times in our lives. The interesting thing about tough times is that many of us will experience a tough time in a unique way or from a different perspective. See, some people think tough times are when you go to the restaurant and you order your favorite dish and they don't have it. That's a tough time. Some people think that an illness of a family member is a tough time. Some people think that their own personal illness is a tough time. But we can all agree that we experience a tough time at one point or another in our lives. Now, why is this important to understand? Well, tough times are the real times that people are built. And I say built because every single day you and I are working to build ourselves. We're working hopefully to build a better version of ourselves, a version that's better than yesterday. And tough times give us that opportunity to man up, if you will. In your case, if you're a woman, it's woman up. And when we man up or woman up, it's really saying, okay, I'm ready to beat the tough times. You see, tough times don't last. Tough people do. Some people, when faced with tough times and challenges, what they do is they resort to revert back to something that's comfortable, or they resort to a drug or some sort of stimulant. They retreat. There's a lot of R words there, right? And those people, they don't really last. You see, when somebody gets into a bad, let's say a fight with a significant other, they go out and they get drunk and they party and they disappear. Some people do that. And some people get into an argument and read and study and learn how it doesn't happen again. And some people, well, those that small section in the middle just don't know what to do. And I hope you're in either the middle or the section that does something, not negative. And I say that because you see, I've learned in life that my role is to get better each day so that I could give more to the people that I care about. I've learned that. And every day that I go out into the world and I push into some sort of tough situation, I have to take something from it so I can go back and I can teach it. I can coach through it, right? Because if I don't do that, then what I do is I resort back to just saying, life happens. You only live once. You ever met one of those people with the YOLO people? By the way, I think that's such a stupid statement. You only live once. I mean, gosh, life by design, not like life by chance. I don't want to live a life planning to win the lottery. I want to build $1 million business. That's what I want to do. And I have seen tough times take so many people out, and tough times have put me through times, right? Like the toughest time in my business career has been when I was put into a financial position that I put myself in, where I was heavily leveraged. Leverage means I was in debt, significant debt. And my debt was being called, meaning the bank said, hey, you owe us this money and we're not going to let you extend the amount of time you have to pay it. Pay us now, pay me now. And I didn't have the means to do it. I didn't have the money. I didn't have the cash flow. I didn't have anything. And I realized at that point that I was going to go bankrupt. I realized that tough times were about to hit. And I almost gave up. I almost stepped back and said, you know what? I'm calling it. That's it. We're done. And that was about 6 years ago. And 6, 7 years ago, and I almost did. I almost called it quits. I almost said, we're done. I can't handle this. I'm done. And a good friend of mine at the time, and a mentor, if you will, I didn't know he was going to be my mentor, but he was a good friend of mine, stepped up and helped me, gave me some advice during a tough time. And he convinced me not to quit and not to give up and to really push through this because it was going to teach me something. And over the next year, I disciplined myself with the help of a mentor and some friends and some people in my life that I very significant to me and thankful for. They allowed me to pick myself up and become a better business owner. And because of that, today I'm able to support my business still today. I'm able to support my family. I'm able to help many people get their financial services done, solve problems for people. It was all through just tough times. It's how you react to a tough time that really makes you. And I almost gave up. So maybe you're going through a tough time. Maybe you need some coaching and some guidance in your life. I don't know. But I'll tell you this, if you want to get through life and enjoy it, you have to go through the tough times. Nothing changes until you change. And if you don't go through a tough time, you don't experience change. You really don't. You would just go through life and whatever happens, happens. And I don't want you to do that. I want you to go through a tough time and say, okay, I got this. Okay, I can figure this out. Okay, I have the resources to get it done. You see, many people go through life and say, well, when I get to the end, I get to the end. And that's just not how you live. You really have to push in a direction where there's tough. So if you looked at a fork in the road, if you will, and one said tough times and one said easy times, I would go for the tough times. I want to go through a challenge. I want to go through that thing, because then I know I can take on anything. Those who can handle the most pressure, those who are willing to step up in times of challenge, those are the people that really experience great wealth in their lives. And I don't even just mean in money. I mean in happiness and fruitfulness. And you just see it, because tough times don't last. Tough people do. Tough times don't last. Tough people do. And you're a tough person. And as we go into 2021, remember that we could all look back and look at 2021 and say it was a tough year. And I'll agree, it was. I learned a lot out of 2020. And I learned so much about myself, about my health, about my business, about my relationships. I learned so much. I hope that if you don't think you did, why don't you go back and look at it? Why don't you go back and look at 2020 and say, what did I learn? Did you learn to communicate differently? Did you learn how to love more? Did you learn how to experience more joy at home? Did you learn how to deal or overcome challenges at home? Did you learn how to prepare more meals at home? Did you learn how to conserve more money? Did you learn how to protect your health? Did you learn how to communicate or how to work from home? You see, like there's so many things I can tell you that I learned. All those I did. Hopefully you did too. And see, that tough time taught you all those things. You probably never thought that way. So I hope these tough times that are coming in 2021, because I hope they all do, I hope you're ready for them, because I know I am. And I know for a fact you are too. Have a great day, guys. Success, wealth, health, and most importantly, freedom. Thanks, guys.